Moving from the 21st to the 22nd century and into this more digital age, social media has become the guru of journalism and our number one platform. But is there really an old and new media?
To me, there's really not old and new media. There's just how quickly are you taking what's good from the past and kind of adding new ideas to it.
But I think what old media can learn from new media is the ability to move quicker, to bring more voices into the conversation, to really create an environment that you previously could only create when you were able to convene people together.
New media has professionalized, so it looks a lot more like old media. Old media has hired a bunch of bloggy types and webby types. So increasingly, it's just sort of all digital media, and the line between those two things is just, it's like disappearing.
Journalists used to use the pen and paper, the camera, the film, all that good stuff. But today's audience has changed. We're in an on-demand society. We listen, we watch on various devices.
Our social tools remove older obstacles to public expression and thus remove the bottlenecks that characterize mass media.
There's so many places to get good information now, and I think that news organizations have changed.
One of the problems for journalists is how do we stand out? How do we get our journalism and good journalism to float to the top?
Journalists who really excel at Twitter are those who recognize that it's not just a promotional platform, but really as a global conversation.
News is constant. It's a never-ending flow. It has no beginning. It has no end. We have to break out of this idea that news is a once-a-day product.
I have no way of knowing. I mean, Facebook and Twitter now might be replaced one day with somebody who comes up with a better mousetrap. It probably will be some combination of media that allow people to share their thoughts as well as photos and video even faster. I mean, that's something that's you see a lot now. People shooting their own video and being able to edit it and have the space to store it and to broadcast it as quickly as possible.
With media just a touch away and at the palm of our hands, do we need conventional journalists anymore?
We need journalists because on social media, if we keep surrounding ourselves around like-minded voices and our friends and our family, that's going to be all the information we get, and it kind of shapes your worldview based on your social media connections. Social media, it's useful in a number of ways for journalists, but you have to worry about not having certain editors saying this is important and this is not important. If the people truly have the power over what is news and what is not, that's going to be a very different landscape. People in general are interested in things like celebrities and things that are funny. They're interested in what's going on right here in the United States, but maybe not as much in the world. It's almost scary how often we're seeing roundups now of this is what people are saying on Twitter, this is what people are saying on Facebook. And I have to ask this question though, is it actually newsworthy?
Slowly but noticeably, the old media are becoming faster, more transparent, more interactive, not because they want to, but just because they have to.
Another thing we forget, it's really important, is that there are a lot of people who are not on Facebook and Twitter, and their voices are not being heard. So I think for journalists, the important thing is that we filter through all the noise and surface the most important things.
The new outlets of media aren't displacing the old ones, they're transforming them,